All right, everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast production. I'm your casting host, Beef, and welcome to Ohana. Today we do have a ZVZ coming at you here from the Evil Geniuses Gaming House. This is going to be a team kill scenario, even though it looks like it's probably just online or maybe even a custom game. But here on Ohana, we do have in the bottom right-hand corner, we do have everyone's favorite rage monster. Once again, hailing from Team Evil Geniuses, he is EG.IdrA. A little bit of friendly banter going on here between the two teammates. And up in the top left-hand corner is coming from his replay pack, very much thanks to both Jake and his team Evil Geniuses. He's the Blue Zerg, and he is LzGaMeR. And so once again, a little bit of friendly banter going on here between the two teammates, talking about sniping Bryce, aka Machine, and pretty funny. They're talking about sniping him, just trying to harass their own teammate. So we'll see how that goes. And so right now, we're just looking at this ZVZ, trying to figure out what each one of these players is going to be doing. Both players are going up to 14 drones right now, so neither one of them planning on doing an early pool of any kind right now. So the common build orders for right now that we're looking at are going to be a 15 hatch or a 15 pool, or excuse me, 15 pool, 15 hatch. And that's pretty much it. So both these players are probably going to be going for that 15 hatch. We'll go ahead and see. IdrA is going to be dropping his already. And LzGaMeR is going to be a little bit behind. Mistimed that a little bit. But right now what we're going to be looking at is pool timing and gas timing. Both these players probably going to be dropping their pools relatively quickly right after this. IdrA did go ahead and go for a 14 pool. A little bit more potential for early aggression. LzGaMeR going all the way up to 17 drones before he dropped his pool. So yeah, that's a little bit greedy out of LzGaMeR. We'll see if it comes back to bite him in the ass. Both these players probably going to be looking to drop their gas relatively soon after that. That is one of the biggest timings in Zerg versus Zerg, is which player has speed first. With the extractor going down there for IdrA, I would expect to see another one slightly after for LzGaMeR. So the important things about speed in Zerg versus Zerg, it establishes which player is going to have the map control. You're able to get links out onto the map with speed faster, so you're able to get that map control, which is incredibly important. And it also establishes which player is going to be able to get the first drone wave. The way that it works in Zerg versus Zerg most of the time is that one player will be the aggressor and one player will be the defender. However, when the aggressive player chooses to stop being aggressive, they will always drone immediately behind it, and they will probably take a drone lead unless they've done next to no damage with their aggression. The aggression is there, of course, to try to force the player to stop droning and make some units. And so when the aggressive player stops, they make some drones. They typically come out a little bit ahead economically. The defensive player is then, in turn, has the potential to become the aggressive player, or both of them could become defensive. However, IdrA is going to be starting Zergling speed here, probably a full minute and a half possibly before LzGaMeR, and actually going to be cutting all but one of his drones out of the extractor. So the purpose for this, typically if you leave one drone in there, you get your lair about the time you hit 100 gas, or you can get a Baneling nest when you hit 100 gas. So we'll see what IdrA does go ahead and choose to do. One queen coming out already for LzGaMeR, excuse me, two queens coming out already. So he's going to be going up to a total of 4 queens. So the way that he's going to be playing this is actually going to be dropping a Spinecrawler right there on the ground. He's going to continually block his ramp with 2 of his queens that aren't injecting. So anytime that aggression comes in, he's going to be able to send those drones right up through those 2 queens to the safety of the main base. Defend with 2 queens and a Spinecrawler. That's able to hold off a ton of aggression. So that's actually how he's going to be able to circumvent not having speed. Let's take a look at the drone counts right now. It is actually 34 to 27. IdrA is ahead in this respect. The reason for that being that there are 2 extra queens from LzGaMeR. That's 300 additional resources that could have been drones, but they aren't right now. Roach Warren actually going down in addition to everything else, and still no speed. So IdrA's going to be able to poke in right there with a Zergling, sees that there already is a queen wall, and so I think he'll probably opt not to do any aggression following that, just because he knows that it's going to be relatively futile. Roach Warren and Baneling Nest already completing There are a couple of defensive banelings being morphed over here and going all the way up to 4 gas. I would expect to see the lair started very quickly here from EG.IdrA. So back at home for LzGaMeR, he's also going all the way up to 4 gas, dropping all 3 of those along with a macro hatchery. So nice job taking an early macro hatchery from LzGaMeR. Wants to be able to get his larva count up as high as possible for whenever he is going to need that. So now it's going to come down to the lair timings. LzGaMeR is going to be starting his here right at about 7:30. I would expect EG.IdrA's to be started very, very quickly here as well. He does have the gas for it now. And I actually called it incorrectly. He's only at 3 gas. This one right here either never got taken or it got cancelled, one of the two. EG.IdrA, where is your lair? EG.IdRA's actually not going up to lair right now. So he's sticking on 3 gas, which could be just a shit ton of roaches. Roaches with a few banelings and zergling speed. With LzGaMeR opting not to get zergling speed, this actually could be a relatively hard hold for him. LZ is droning up really, really, really hard right now, all the way up to 49 drones versus 41 of his opponent, along with the macro hatch. Yeah, this is going to be a huge 2-base bust from EG.IdrA right now. Going to be morphing quite a ton of zerglings. Able to get all those drones out there right through those 2 queens like I was talking about. And it's going to take a ton of drones to be able to bust, excuse me, a ton of banelings to be able to bust through that queen wall. That's not exactly what EG.IdRA's going for right now. EG.IdRA's probably not going to be trying to get into the base. Well, he's just going to go ahead and throw as many banelings as he possibly can at those queens. I was expecting that he might just snipe the hatchery and then back off. I think that probably would have been a better use of those banelings. But yeah, that was actually pretty cost inefficient for EG.IdrA right there. Losing almost double the amount of resources as LzGaMeR. So LZ, with those 5 queens, he only lost 1 queen, did not lose a single drone in that. Actually looking pretty nice. Lair tech is completed along with +1/1. Roach speed is going ahead to start behind this, so we will probably see LzGaMeR with a pretty large counterattack coming up here in about a minute. So, but behind this, EG.IdrA did go ahead and drop a 3rd, so this is going to be an indication for LzGaMeR that he either needs to drop a 3rd of his own, or he needs to attack. And it looks like LzGaMeR is going to be choosing to attack right now. He's hit a pretty hard supply block at this point, but with that queen back in his base injecting, I would expect all of these drones to be used for roaches. And we'll see how this go ahead and holds up. Both the players completely even, 50-50 on their drone counts. Roach count is a little bit in favor of LzGaMeR, and EG.IdrA has actually just started his +1/1 for roaches as well, whereas LzGaMeR already has quite a few. And nice job at LzGaMeR right here, going to be getting a Overlord Highway going, be able to get the fastest possible path to his opponent's base. LzGaMeR going to be powering up really hard right now, just building absolutely nothing but roaches, getting his roach count all the way up to 28 right now, going to be 36 after the roaches in production are to cease. And speed is already done, +1/1 already done, +2 missile attacks is coming out, but he's missing his window right now. He doesn't really know what exactly is going on in EG.IdRA's base. He knows that 3rd is there, but he's being really hesitant to attack right now. That hesitation actually does seem to possibly cease right now, as it looks like he might be moving across the map, but Defender's advantage is strong with EG.IdRA right now. You could have the better, oh, look at that. Huge Zergling and Baneling counter right now. Queens and Baneling, oh my god, look at all those Banelings. Oh! Actually manages to grab about 6 workers there. It could have been a lot worse, but all of these queens are coming across the map right now, and this is going to be an all-in of epic proportions here from EG.IdRA. All these queens do have a lot of energy in them. More Zerglings going to be making their way across the map, and yeah, it looks like these Zerglings are actually going to be able to do a ton of damage. The drones are going to have to get a nice surround on them and hope that reinforcing roaches are going to be able to clean them up. But down here we do have the roaches that are going to be getting into position for this very large all-in. And in fact, just going to go ahead and boom, 1, 2, 3, and the 3rd is gone. All the drones were saved from that 3rd if there were any drones there to begin with, but all these queens are actually going to be providing a lot of supporting fire and like 8 transfuses, 9 transfuses, something like that. And EG.IdrA actually did not have a very good arc at this point. Not a very good arc at all, but he is actually able to just get in those superior roach numbers and just be able to absolutely clean up LzGaMeR's force right now. The queens in the back not able to put a whole lot of damage, but these Spine Crawlers, once he gets into range of those, are going to be able to get a lot of supporting fire. The roaches are actually looking pretty good for LzGaMeR right now, and we'll see. It's hard to really call what's going to happen here. All the transfusions are pretty much gone for LZ at this time, but once again, the defender's advantage for EG.IdrA is going to be very strong. The reinforcements are going to be coming in very fast here in his base, but it looks like LZ might actually be in a pretty good position to go ahead and take this game right here. The last Spine Crawler does fall, and the number of roaches that are defending is pretty low. And yeah, it looks like LZ might actually take this right here, right now. Yeah, EG.IdrA gonna go ahead and, with his trademark GG, or lack thereof, leaves the game. So very nice job by LzGaMeR. Not a typical build at all. Going to be going all in, pulling all of his queens, kind of like a goalie in hockey in the last 20 seconds. Going to be pulling all the way off right there, just trying to make that final score, and that's exactly what LzGaMeR did. So very nice job. Great job from both these Evil Genius players. Thanks again for Evil Geniuses and LzGaMeR for posting this replay pack from July. And thank you to Huntman88 for posting it there on Reddit. And thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/beefpotpie1. And we'll be having more replays casted there coming out later today. Thank you very much. We'll catch you next time.